Okay, Kelly, so we had a little bit of technical difficulty there, but now I've just kind of got you on the audio. So maybe you can tell us what's coming up for you, what are some of the things you're working on, and, what's exciting, what's the next dream that you're going after?
Well, there's lots of exciting stuff happening, and it just seems like since I've decided to follow my passion, all kinds of opportunities have just opened up for me, and people are referring me left and right, and I'm just so honored and blessed that all this amazing stuff is happening. So the immediate stuff I'm working on is I'm doing a lot of speaking. This weekend I'm speaking at the Rimby Women's Conference. There's 200 ladies there, and quite excited because I'm going to be speaking about the beauty from within, and that's definitely one of my passions. And so I'm quite excited that I'm going to get to do the beauty exercise with these women. And
tell us about that. Tell us about that beauty exercise.
Well, the beauty exercise came because I started actually, looking at people and, and thinking to myself, hey, every time someone looks at me, that doesn't mean that, they're staring at me because I'm ugly. I used to always think that every time someone stared at me, I thought they were thinking I was ugly and not beautiful. But then I realized that, hey, I don't always think that way of somebody, so why isn't it that, maybe people think the same way of me? Why isn't maybe people do think that, I'm beautiful? And what happened was I realized that, a lot more people were thinking I was beautiful than I thought. And so I came up with an exercise where we get people to, go around the room and comment on other people and, get them to say why they feel someone is beautiful. And ultimately what happens is the women realize that there's a lot more people out there that think they're beautiful than they think they are. And so I think it's a good reinforcement for for the women to realize that they are a lot more beautiful than they think they are. I also do this exercise with teenagers, but instead of doing beautiful, I do cool. You are cool because you can't call a boy beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm doing that, and I'm also doing a lot of promoting my book, and I'm also back involved with the Fashion Has No Borders and the Ben Berry Agency doing they're putting on a national model search event, and so I'm involved with that. I'm doing some speaking and some judging, and quite excited about that. And I'm going to be putting on some mother-daughter events. That's another thing I want to do. And one of my goals is, this has been a goal of mine for a few years, but I would love to be on the Ellen Show. So, so I'm trying to find a way to make that happen. Oh, and one of my biggest...
I'm sure you will.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it awesome? One of the other things that I'm doing is my best friend and I are working on a way of producing a movie about my life story. So
Very cool.
Yeah, so we're quite excited about that. We're going to make it a feature-length movie, and so we're taking my book and we're making that into a movie. So very excited about that, looking for, some people to get involved in that, and some, of course, we need to raise some money for that. And what else am I working on? Well, one of the other things I really want to do is I want to speak to a group of people of, 5,000 people. I don't know why I have that number in my head, but I just think that would be an incredible goal for me to reach, is to speak to, a major group. And so I'm quite excited about trying to manifest that also into my life.
Very good. Well, I hope you do that, because I truly believe you can inspire so many people.
Oh,
so
thanks.
Tell us one or two of the key lessons that you've learned in your life that you feel have really catapulted your success. And you did touch on one a little bit, and that is, as soon as you start following your passion, these things just start happening. But maybe there's something else you can share that really helped you, whether it's mindset or more strategy, or what has really helped you accomplish some of those many dreams you've realized.
One of the things that's really helped me is to realize that I deserve to be happy, and I deserve to accomplish what anybody else accomplishes. So I deserve to follow my dream. And so I had to realize that that was very important to me. One of the other things that I also had to live by was I had to learn how to tell my fearful inner voice to take a hike, and I had to let my fearless inner voice take over. Too many times people let their inner fearful voice take over their heads, and talks them out of doing what they want. And they let that fearful voice say to them, look, you aren't good enough, you aren't smart enough, you aren't pretty enough, you don't know how to do it, there's no way you can do it. And some people have to realize that they have to stop letting that fearful voice take over their lives. And they have to let their fearless voice come out. And that was what helped me to walk the runway, is my fearless voice said, look, you have too much to lose by not doing this. You have a million rewards that you will gain if you just take that walk down the runway. And I did. And I won. I won, the People's Choice Award. And I won all these awards, all this media. I won all these television interviews and stories. And, I won the Fierce Woman Award. And you gave me the opportunity to be a part of your project. And it was all because I decided to walk that runway and not listen to my fearful voice. And I think that's very important. People have to learn to trust their fearless voice. And when they do that, they will accomplish whatever dreams they want.
Yeah, I believe that as well.
Yeah, and ultimately you got to take if you don't take any risks, you will never get the rewards. And that's it's also the title of my book, but that's also the other keynote that I work on is no risk, no rewards. If I wouldn't have walked that runway, I wouldn't have gotten all these tremendous rewards.
Yeah. Well, that's a huge lesson that so many people, I know, you see it every day. People are just so afraid to step out of that
the comfort
zone, right? Yeah, exactly.
Well, and they're scared, and they're scared of their ego, and they're scared of the fear. And that was a big thing for me was my ego. Like, would people really accept that a burn victim or a burn survivor, or someone who's got scars all over her face, could be a model? I had to get over that. That was hard on my ego. Like, what if people rejected me again? I've already been rejected a million times. But I just felt, what? I don't want to be 80 years old and look back at my life and say, what if? What if I had walked that runway? How would my life have been different? And I didn't want that to happen to me. And that's why I said, what? Do it. Just do it. Because you just never know what doors are going to open up for you. And so this whole lesson, was a tremendous lesson for me, that, hey, you know what, you do have to put yourself out there to gain all the rewards that you want in your life. And I talk quite a bit about it in my book. In my book, I also have my diary of when I was walking the runway. And you can see the panic in my voice walking that runway because it was hard for me. It was not easy. And what I found out is walking that runway took me back to when I was a child, and it was a very dark time for me because I used to have to walk in front of all the non-burn kids, and I knew they were teasing me. I knew they were saying, that I was ugly. I knew that they were, talking behind my back, and so that's what the whole runway thing did is took me back to that time when, I knew that kids thought I was ugly.
Yeah. But you did it anyways.
But I did it anyways because I felt I deserved it, right? I deserve to feel great about myself, and I'm giving myself permission to feel great about myself. And, too many times people think that they just have to be stuck in that place where where everybody wants us. And I'm not like that. I just said, no way, I deserve to go for it. And just like everybody else, I feel everybody deserves to accomplish their dreams. I really do.
That's right. Yep, I would totally agree with you there. Well, okay, Kelly, well, thank you so much. Just quickly tell us your website address in case people want to either get in touch with you or if they want to get a copy of your book.
Okay, it's www.mykellyf.com.
Okay, perfect. Yep. Okay, well, Kelly, thank you so much for spending time with me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I totally enjoyed it. It's been a great day.
Okay, great. Thanks. Take care.
Thank you, Tracy.